कलश टीवी के चर्चित और पॉपुलर शो सीरियल मंगल लक्ष्मी में इस बार दर्शकों को एक दिलचस्प मोड़ देखने को मिला है। शो में आदित्य ने अपने और मंगल के रिश्ते को एक नई दिशा देने का फैसला किया है, लेकिन इस फैसले के बाद सौम्या का दिल टूट चुका है। जी हाँ दोस्तों, अब आदित्य ने अपने और मंगल के रिश्ते को एक और मौका देने का मन बना लिया है और इसी कारण उसने सौम्या की मांग भरने से भी इनकार कर दिया है, जिससे शो में एक नया ट्विस्ट आया है। होली के खास मौके पर सौम्या आदित्य के पास सिंदूर की डिब्बी लेकर आती है और कहती है, आदित्य मेरी मांग भर दो, मुझे तुम्हारा प्यार चाहिए। लेकिन आदित्य उसे कड़ा जवाब देता है और कहता है, सौम्या मैं तुम्हारी मांग नहीं भर सकता, क्योंकि मैं मंगल के साथ हमारे रिश्ते को एक और मौका देना चाहता हूँ। हमारे 2 बच्चे हैं और इस वजह से मैं तुमसे शादी नहीं कर सकता और हमारे रिश्ते को आगे नहीं बढ़ा सकता। यह सुनकर सौम्या का दिल टूट जाता है और वह बुरी तरह से दुखी हो जाती है। वह होली पार्टी में ही गुस्से में आ जाती है और बहुत बुरा महसूस करती है। सौम्या ने तो यह उम्मीद भी नहीं की थी कि आदित्य उसे इस तरह से इनकार कर देगा। सौम्या के दिल में ये सवाल उठने लगता है कि आखिर उसने इतना प्यार किया और अब ये सब क्यों हो रहा है। वह चाहती है कि आदित्य उसकी बात माने, इसलिए वह उसे ब्लैकमेल करने की कोशिश करती है। वह आदित्य से कहती है कि तुम्हें मेरी मांग भरनी ही पड़ेगी, तुम्हारे बिना मेरी जिंदगी अधूरी है। लेकिन आदित्य अपने फैसले पर अडिग रहता है। उसने सौम्या से साफ कह दिया है कि वह अपनी जिंदगी को मंगल और उनके बच्चों के साथ जीना चाहता है। इसी बीच आदित्य और मंगल के बीच होली के रंग में एक खूबसूरत पल बनता है, जब दोनों एक दूसरे को रंग लगाते हैं। यह पल उनके रिश्ते को और मजबूत करने का काम करता है। अब परिवार के सामने आदित्य अपने दिल की बात कहता है, मंगल मैं हमारे रिश्ते को एक और मौका देना चाहता हूँ। मैं तुम्हारे साथ अपनी जिंदगी की एक नई शुरुआत करना चाहता हूँ और मुझे विश्वास है कि हम दोनों मिलकर एक नई जिंदगी की शुरुआत कर सकते हैं। आदित्य के ये शब्द सुनकर मंगल की आंखों में आंसू आ जाते हैं और वह खुशी से झूम उठती है। उसे लगता है कि आखिरकार उसे अपने पति का सच्चा प्यार मिला है, जो उसने कभी महसूस नहीं किया था। मंगल, जो हमेशा आदित्य से प्यार करने की उम्मीद लगाए बैठी थी, अब उसे वह प्यार मिल रहा है जिसका वह लंबे समय से इंतजार कर रही थी। आदित्य अब मंगल के साथ अपने रिश्ते को फिर से मजबूत करने की कोशिश कर रहा है। इस मोड़ पर जब आदित्य मंगल से कहेगा कि वह उसके साथ अपनी जिंदगी बिताना चाहता है, तो मंगल को अपने पति का सच्चा प्यार मिलेगा। लेकिन सौम्या का दिल टूट चुका है, क्योंकि उसकी सारी उम्मीदें अब चुराई जा चुकी हैं। अब यह देखना दिलचस्प होगा कि सौम्या किस तरह से इस स्थिति का सामना करती है। क्या वह फिर से आदित्य और मंगल को अलग करने की पूरी कोशिश करेगी? क्या वह सौम्या को इस सब का सामना करने की ताकत दे पाएगी या फिर वह हार मान लेगी? शो में आगे क्या होने वाला है, यह देखना काफी रोमांचक होने वाला है। दोस्तों, क्या आप भी इस नए ट्विस्ट को लेकर उतने ही एक्साइटेड हैं? क्या आप चाहते हैं कि मंगल को उसका पति आदित्य का सच्चा प्यार मिले और सौम्या हमेशा के लिए उनकी जिंदगी से बाहर हो जाए? हमें कमेंट में बताएं कि आप क्या सोचते हैं। अब अगर आप इस शो में आने वाले ट्विस्ट को लेकर उत्साहित हैं और आगे की सारी अपडेट्स जानना चाहते हैं, तो हमारे चैनल एबी सीरियल स्टार केशा से जुड़े रहे। और अगर आपने अभी तक हमारे चैनल को सब्सक्राइब नहीं किया है, तो जल्दी से जाइए और चैनल को सब्सक्राइब कर लीजिए ताकि आप कोई भी अपडेट मिस न करें।
This leads us to wonder, is Ty's return something supernatural or mystical? Could the trailer be showing a flashback or a dream sequence? Or perhaps there's another explanation, something that's been hiding in plain sight all along. One theory that's been gaining traction among fans is that Ty could be returning not in his original form, but as someone else entirely. Could he have faked his death for a deeper reason? Maybe he's been undercover, protecting Amy and the family from a hidden threat they had no idea about. It would explain the lack of closure surrounding his death and could open up an entirely new narrative direction. Another intriguing possibility is that Ty may have been in hiding for a good reason, and his return could signify a much larger story arc that involves protecting his family from danger. The subtle clues in the trailer, his cryptic expressions, the ominous music, and the disjointed nature of the scenes hint that Ty's return isn't just about reuniting with Amy. There may be secrets that he's been keeping for years, secrets that will ultimately change everything we thought we knew about his death. It's also worth considering that Ty's return could have a more emotional and human explanation. Perhaps the grief Amy felt after his death was so profound that she simply could not move on, and Ty's return is the catalyst for her own personal growth. Maybe Ty is back because there are things left unfinished between him and Amy. Unspoken words, unresolved issues, or a need for closure. This return might not only be about Ty coming back, but also about Amy confronting her own emotional wounds and whether she can fully accept the life she's built without him. The uncertainty surrounding Ty's return is what makes this so thrilling for fans. It's a dramatic narrative twist that taps into the core of what made Heartland so successful. It's grounded emotional storytelling. Whatever the true reason behind Ty's return, it promises to take the show into new and unexpected directions. We may be witnessing the return of a character, but we're also witnessing the evolution of the Heartland story itself. The stakes are higher than ever, and the emotional payoff will likely be just as intense. Ty's return is not just a simple plot development, it's a chance to dig deeper into the show's core themes of family, healing, and resilience. As viewers, we've been waiting for this moment for years. The emotional investment we've had in Ty's character has been a constant thread throughout the series, and now that thread is being pulled back into the fabric of Heartland in ways we never anticipated. The real question is, how will Ty's return shape the future of Heartland? Will it bring healing and hope, or will it complicate things even more? With the trailer's cryptic hints, one thing is certain. Season 19 of Heartland is about to dive deep into uncharted waters. Fans will not only get to see their beloved character return, but they will also get to experience an entirely new chapter in the story. The wait may be over, but the real mystery is only beginning. Amy Fleming has always been at the heart of Heartland, and her journey has been one of growth, healing, and learning to navigate the complexities of life. But Ty's death in Season 14 changed everything for her. She was no longer the woman she once was. Her world had been shattered, and she was forced to rebuild herself while carrying the weight of a profound loss. The return of Ty Borden in Season 19 isn't just a moment for the fans to rejoice, it's a monumental shift for Amy herself. How will she handle this unexpected return? Will she be able to move past the heartache of his loss, or will his reappearance dredge up all the emotions she's been struggling to keep in check? Amy's journey of healing has been one of the most compelling aspects of Heartland since Ty's death. We've watched her grow stronger, more independent, and increasingly in control of her own destiny. She's found solace in her work with horses and has grown closer to her family. She's built new relationships and, in many ways, has started a new chapter in her life. But all of that could come crashing down if Ty's return truly shakes her to her core. How can Amy reconcile the woman she's become with the version of herself she was when Ty was by her side? The emotional turmoil Amy will face upon seeing Ty again is almost too much to comprehend. After years of mourning, can she truly forgive him for leaving her without a word? Can she understand the reasons behind his absence and accept that he may have had a purpose, something greater than what she initially imagined? Or will his return feel like an emotional betrayal, forcing her to confront everything she's been trying to move on from? The emotional tension between Amy and Ty is bound to be palpable, and every interaction will carry the weight of their shared past. But it's not just about forgiveness. There's also the issue of Amy's own growth. Since Ty's departure, she has changed. She's not the same person who leaned on him for support. Her life has moved forward, and she's found new strength within herself. But now that Ty is back, Amy must face the uncomfortable reality that the life she's built without him could be upended. Will Ty's return mean that she has to revisit old feelings, old wounds? Can Amy find room for him in her life again? Or has she grown beyond the need for him as her emotional anchor? One of the most fascinating aspects of this storyline will be the push and pull between Amy's desire for closure and the emotional chaos that Ty's return will inevitably bring. She's spent years building a life without him, learning to cope with the absence of the man she loved. And now, suddenly, he's back. What does that mean for the future? Will she be able to reconcile her past and present, or will the arrival of Ty throw everything into uncertainty? It's important to remember that Amy isn't just mourning the loss of a husband, she's mourning the loss of her partner in this incredible journey of life. Ty's absence wasn't just about grief, it was about learning to live without the one person who truly understood her, who was by her side through thick and thin. Her bond with Ty was so deeply intertwined with the heart of Heartland that his return will undoubtedly open up old scars, scars that Amy may have thought had healed. It will be up to Amy to determine if those scars are still fresh or if they've become part of the tapestry of her strength. This emotional arc for Amy will also have major ramifications for the relationships around her. Her bond with her family, and especially her daughter, will be tested in ways we've never seen before. How will her daughter react to Ty's return? What will it mean for Amy's connection with other characters, such as Jack and Lou? Ty's presence will ripple through every relationship, forcing everyone to confront the past and the changes that have taken place since his departure. As fans, we've watched Amy's evolution closely, and now we're about to witness her grapple with the most complicated emotional experience of her life. Heartland has always excelled at portraying real, raw human emotions, and Amy's journey in season 19 will be no different. With Ty's return, the emotional stakes have never been higher. Amy's journey isn't just about learning to forgive or move forward, it's about finding a way to honor her past, live in the present, and shape her future, whether Ty is by her side or not. The emotional intensity that will unfold between Amy and Ty in season 19 promises to be a dramatic and heartfelt exploration of love, loss, and personal growth. Will they find their way back to each other? Or will Ty's return force them to confront the reality that the past, no matter how much they may want it, can never truly be recaptured? Whatever the outcome, one thing is certain. Amy's emotional journey will be at the heart of this season, and it's going to be a ride that fans won't soon forget. The return of Ty Borden doesn't just have massive emotional ramifications for Amy, it will also send shockwaves throughout the entire Heartland family. The ranch, which has been a place of healing, growth, and support, will now be confronted with a new reality. Ty's sudden reappearance will force each member of the family to reevaluate their own emotional journey and reflect on how much they've changed since his death. Every relationship will be tested, and the dynamics that have held the family together will be challenged in ways we've never seen before. For Jack, Ty was more than just a son-in-law. Over the years, Ty became a man Jack respected deeply, not only because of his love for Amy, but because of his ability to adapt and grow into someone who fit into the Heartland family. Jack's love for his granddaughter and his ever-present desire to keep the ranch alive and well shaped much of the way he interacted with Ty. With Ty's return, Jack will likely be forced to confront his own feelings of loss. Did he truly accept Ty's death? Or has he buried those emotions deep down to stay strong for the family? The return of Ty could also reignite unresolved conflicts that Jack never fully had the chance to process. Was there something left unsaid between Jack and Ty? Did Jack get the closure he needed? These are the questions that will shape Jack's journey in season 19. Lou, as Amy's sister and a key figure in the ranch's operation, will also have her hands full. Lou has always been the pragmatic and driven sibling, keeping the business of Heartland running smoothly and managing the family's affairs. She's navigated the loss of Ty with a focus on the practical side of things. But with his return, Lou will be forced to reckon with the emotional side of the situation. How will she react to Ty's reappearance? Will she be supportive of Amy, or will she find herself conflicted? After all, Lou has had to take on the role of emotional support for her sister for so long. Now, with Ty back, the balance of support could shift, and Lou will have to adjust to this new reality. Ty's return may even make Lou confront her own unresolved issues with her past relationships, especially her complicated dynamic with Peter. Then there's Tim. Tim has always been the wild card of the family, a man with a complicated past and a tendency to act impulsively. His relationship with Ty was never simple, but it was always rooted in respect and a shared sense of family. With Ty back in the picture, Tim may find himself questioning his own role within the family. How will he relate to Amy and Jack as they navigate their emotions surrounding Ty's return? Will Tim's own growth as a father figure to Amy be tested by the return of the man who once stood beside her? There's also the possibility that Tim's past mistakes could resurface as he navigates his own feelings of guilt or regret surrounding Ty's death. But it's not just the adults who will be affected by Ty's return. The next generation of Heartland, Amy and Ty's daughter Lindy, will undoubtedly have a unique perspective on her father's reappearance. Lindy has grown up without the father she should have known, and the idea of having him back in her life could be both exciting and confusing for her. She's old enough to understand the gravity of his absence, and now that he's returned, she'll likely have questions that Amy may struggle to answer. How will Lindy adjust to having her father back in her life? Will the bond between them be instantaneous, or will it take time to rebuild the connection that was lost? Ty's return will also bring up complicated emotions for the entire Heartland community. The ranch has seen many changes since Ty's death, and with his return, the entire town will be forced to reconsider the impact of his absence. For many, Ty was a symbol of everything that Heartland stood for: strength, resilience, and unwavering love. The people of Hudson will have their own reactions to his return, and those reactions will add another layer of complexity to the already tense dynamics within the family. In this season, Heartland will explore the ripple effect that Ty's return will have on every corner of the show's universe. The family has been rebuilding without him for years, but now that he's back, they'll have to confront not only their past feelings, but also the future they thought they had already built. Will they be able to move forward together, or will the ghosts of the past and the emotional complexity of Ty's return be too much to overcome? This is the ultimate test for the Heartland family. Can they truly heal and come together, or will Ty's return create even deeper rifts that threaten to pull them apart? The impact of Ty's return won't just be felt by Amy. It will reverberate through every family member, each of whom has had to adapt to life without him. The emotional stakes have never been higher for the Heartland family, and Season 19 promises to be an exploration of what it truly means to heal, to forgive, and to rebuild family bonds in the face of the unexpected. Ty Borden's return in Heartland Season 19 isn't just about bringing back a beloved character, it's about the future direction of the show itself. For years, fans have been left wondering how Heartland would evolve after Ty's death. His absence left a void that was difficult to fill, and as the series moved on, it focused heavily on the emotional growth of Amy and the development of new storylines. But now, with Ty back in the picture, the question remains: how will the dynamics of the show change? What new challenges, conflicts, and opportunities lie ahead for the Heartland family? One of the most immediate questions on everyone's mind is how Ty's return will affect the emotional arcs of the show's central characters. Amy's healing process has been long and painful, and while she's found strength in her work and her family, Ty's unexpected return will force her to confront unresolved feelings and re-examine the life she's built. Will her deep connection with Ty reignite old sparks, or has she moved on too much to go back to the past? Amy's growth has been a central theme of the series, and Ty's return represents both a challenge and a chance for her to reflect on the woman she's become. How she navigates this complex emotional landscape will not only define her personal journey, but also shape the direction of the show moving forward. For the rest of the Heartland family, Ty's return will prompt a reevaluation of their relationships with each other. Will the Heartland Ranch, which has shifted and adapted in the wake of his death, remain the same, or will Ty's return cause tensions and disruption? Every character's personal growth since Ty's departure will be put to the test as they all try to integrate him back into their lives. There's potential for new conflicts to arise, especially between those who have adapted to life without Ty and those who are still holding on to the past. This push and pull between change and nostalgia will give Heartland a fresh emotional intensity, one that could set the stage for new, deeply affecting storylines. Ty's return could also signal the beginning of a new chapter for Heartland itself. The ranch, the very heart of the show, has always been a symbol of family, tradition, and resilience. As the show enters Season 19, the question is whether the ranch will evolve in response to Ty's reappearance, or if it will remain a symbol of stability amidst the whirlwind of change. The ranch has already survived numerous challenges, financial crises, emotional upheavals, and the changing needs of the family. With Ty back, there is potential for the ranch to undergo yet another transformation, one that brings the family closer together or challenges them in unexpected ways. Another fascinating possibility is that Ty's return could open the door to new characters and storylines. As we've seen in the past, Heartland is adept at weaving in new faces to challenge and complement the core characters. Ty's return doesn't just affect Amy, it's an opportunity for fresh interactions with old and new characters alike. Will Ty encounter new people in the town of Hudson? Could his time away have led him to new places or experiences that will change the way he relates to the Heartland family? Introducing new relationships and perspectives could breathe fresh life into the series and allow the show to explore different emotional dimensions. In addition, the return of Ty Borden has the potential to deepen the existing themes of healing, redemption, and the bond between humans and animals. Ty was always more than just Amy's partner. He was a symbol of growth, of learning from the past and overcoming obstacles. With his return, there's a chance to dive into more complex themes of forgiveness, second chances, and finding peace after loss. Ty's return could become the catalyst for the entire family to confront their past mistakes, regrets, and unhealed wounds, all while learning to move forward with grace and understanding. As much as Ty's return promises to open up new emotional layers, it also offers the chance for the show to revisit its roots. Heartland has always been about the human connection to the land, to animals, and to each other. The return of Ty brings the opportunity to rekindle that original magic that made the show such a beloved family drama. His presence could remind both the characters and the audience of the values at the heart of Heartland: love, loyalty, and the unbreakable bond that comes from shared experiences and growth. Ultimately, Ty's return is a game changer for Heartland. The series has been evolving over the years, and while it has continued to tell powerful, emotional stories, the return of a central character like Ty will inevitably shift the narrative's focus. The future of Heartland now depends on how Ty's return is handled, not just as a plot point, but as a catalyst for deeper emotional arcs, family dynamics, and the exploration of new themes. What's clear is that the show is entering uncharted territory, and the stakes have never been higher. For fans who have been eagerly waiting for Ty's return, Season 19 promises to be a season like no other. It's a chance to see old wounds healed, new conflicts arise, and long-awaited answers given. Whatever happens next, Heartland will never be the same. The question isn't just whether Ty's return will be satisfying, it's what the Heartland family and the show itself will become in the wake of his dramatic re-entry.